Hey guys, Mr. Glotch here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about endgame content in the online game Skull and Bones. We're going to be covering how I personally leveled up to Kingpin, how to unlock endgame content, the different ways to make endgame currency, and things to think about when doing endgame content. Let's check it out. So let's talk about how I personally leveled up to Kingpin and what I think is one of the better ways to go about it. Now you can do contracts. Contracts can yield up to about, I think it's 400 infamy, which is not bad. But if you think how much infamy you can get from just destroying a ship outside of St. Anne, part of me thinks that it's not worth it. Or doing a contract and killing ships on the way to the contract might be worth it. So here I'm going to just kill this ship. It was a level 2. You can see I get 50 infamy for that. That took all of a second to kill that. And then we're going to go for another one. And you'll see rather quickly how you can start to rack up that infamy. Even just killing these low-level ships. He's dead. Even this little fishing boat. This is so sad. I'm sorry, little fishing boat. 50 infamy. So, you can see how quickly you can rack up infamy by just destroying even some of the lowest of level ships. And killing low level ships is quick, but what you can also do is you can look at some of the end game craftables and you can plan ahead. So for example, I need I need green heart planks to make my fire bombard 3s. And so what you could do is, if you're going to aim for some bombards, maybe you want the fire bombards like I do, you can head out to that area and destroy the ships in that area and build up your material stockpile so that when you hit Kingpin and you start earning the endgame currency and getting your blueprints, you can start crafting your stuff right away. So let's talk about the endgame content and how to unlock it. So first of all, when you do hit Kingpin, you're going to get, I believe it's a mail from Yanita, or you can just go over to her, I think. Either way, I'm going to show you where Yanita is. If you just follow my pathing, she will be in a little sort of, I don't know, ship or something. And she basically owns this pub over here. And here's Yanita. Now, Yanita will have, once you've done her quest line, she's going to unlock all the different end game content that you can do. And she'll also open up her black market. And within the black market here, you can get a lot of the end game different bits and pieces. Not everything. Some stuff like the custodian hull armor you get from a drop. But you can get a lot of the end game pieces from Unita. And this is where you're going to be spending a lot of your end game currency. For example, I bought the Fire Bombard 3s. I managed to steal 600 currency off a player last night. Unfortunately, I was not recording at the time, which is really, I'm quite upset because it was a really good one. By the end of it, I had about 3 players chasing me, hunting me down, and we managed to get away with 608 coins, which is just fantastic. You can see the prices of these coins. It was quite a lot that the player was carrying, and I'm very happy I managed to get that. Outside of that, this is where you're going to go. So you're going to want to do Unita's quest line, and she's basically going to show you what you can do with the endgame content. She's going to do it bit by bit, piece by piece. So first of all, you're going to have to get yourself some sugarcane. She will send you off on a quest to get some sugarcane. Once you acquire your sugarcane, you'll come over to this distillery. This will be the next part of the quest. And over here, you're going to be producing some of the stuff here, White Skull rum. And once you've produced some White Skull rum, you're then going to get another quest to basically deliver it. So you're going to come over to the order registry. She's going to show you all this, but I'm just going to vaguely go through it rather quickly. And then we're going to pick a contract here. So here's one with White Skull rum. It's 63. We get 78 and 50 infamy. And we basically just have to deliver it. It's not even that far for this one. It's not too bad at all, actually. and that's how that's going to work. Now, the other thing she's going to show you is outside of buying sugarcane, you're also going to be killing rogue ships as one of the missions. So here I can click on attack tab at the top left corner, and here you can see I can attack this fort, and attacking this fort will yield me 360 sugarcane. That's quite a bit. Or you can go and hunt rogue hunters. Here, this one's carrying 50 sugarcane. This one's carrying 50 poppy. We'll get into poppy a bit later. That's another sort of, it's a similar thing, but crafting a different sellable, I should say, or a commodity. And this is basically the gist of that. But then there is the final one, and this is my one of the I'm not sure enjoyable. It is nice to have this. It is a passive income of currency, and basically what it is you start taking over different outposts. So you see here I've got, I believe, what is it, 5 outposts. One of them is full. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fund all these, keep them going, and the final one's up there. So we actually have 6 different outposts here generating. So they generate at different amounts. This one down here is generating, for me personally, 36 an hour. Over here we got a level 2 one. This is producing me 38 an hour, and you can see these will start racking up some decent level of currency for me over time. If you look at the top left corner on the overview, you can see I'm producing 176 currency per hour as long as I'm maintaining it. And then what you could do, for example, here you can see that this one requires sugarcane 60, and this is going to increase, I believe it's 200% the rate that it's producing. So if you really wanted to manage all your different outposts, you can travel to each outpost, drop off some sugarcane, and increase your production levels. So this is sort of the introduction to the endgame content. She's going to introduce you to all the endgame content. You're going to get your little private sort of den, your little cave here, and I think is quite interesting. I wish I could decorate it, but outside of that, you're going to unlock all the different things talking to Yanita, and it's going to be a good time. Another quick thing is once you're doing Yanita's quest and you unlock your little bat cave, you'll be able to hold C anywhere within, for example, St. Anne, and it will teleport you straight into your bat cave, which is rather handy if you just want to quickly come in, manage your outposts, grab a new order or a mission to go grab some sugarcane or whatnot, and it just keeps things flowing in a rather quick way. So let's talk about the endgame content and things to think about with endgame content whilst you're doing it. If it's your first time, just so you have a level of awareness of what you're sort of stepping into. So real quick, before we begin showing some endgame stuff, I think it's good to note that you can get this Royal Custodian hull relatively easy. You won't need the endgame currency to purchase this. I do recommend you try and acquire this hull just to start off. I mean, you could use some of the lower ones, but this hull is for what it provides is really, really good with how easy it is. You do get your 1,150 armor. You get a somewhat okay spread in your defenses. I would rather have 30% in fire and 12% in piercing, but beggars can't be choosers. So the key thing with this hull armor is the perk, Refortify, which applies a fortifying effect for 12 seconds, and the fortifying effect will give you 35% armor on a repair kit use. So if you're using a repair kit 1 in your rotation of repair kits, that has a 20-second cooldown, so you'll have an 8-second window where you don't have this up. So you can have this up, for a relatively decent amount of time. Almost quite spammable. I mean, 8 seconds is quite a big window, but in hindsight, that's a reload. So you can, for 2 volleys almost, you can have this up, and then for 1 volley, if you think about it like that, you're not going to have this up. This is going to give you a level of protection and a level of sustain out when fighting, because you're going to be doing a lot of fighting and potentially fighting a lot of players if you want to reap some high rewards. One thing to take note of, currently bombards are the most powerful weapon. I mean, you can use other weapon types. I mean, they're fun to use. I personally do enjoy using cannons, but bombards, as I said, are the best weapons in the game. The amount of damage that bombards do, coupled with the reload speed, coupled with the range, coupled with the fact that they're some of the easiest weapons to hit, the fact that they're just a huge AoE, everything really is just in the favor of these bombards right now, whilst other weapons have to take a huge deficit. If we look at a demi cannon, which requires you to get in range of 250 meters, it's 1,000 damage. Granted, it's a 4.2 second reload, but that really, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't really mean anything when this bombard over here is doing 2,400 damage, and I can hit people from 550 meters. So I'm hitting people way before, you know, if someone's rocking demi cannons, I'm hitting them way before they're even able to become effective. Let's look at something else as a comparison real quick. If we look at lung guns, they do have a 1,000 meter range, which is fairly large for 2,180 damage, but 9 seconds reload can be a lot. And I mean, if you're trying to hit someone at 1,000 meters, there's going to be quite a big chance that you miss, especially if the person's aware that it's quite easy to dodge or be evasive or even just block, and you'll be able to regenerate your stamina and block in the timing between each reloads, which sort of makes it difficult for lung guns to be viable when you're competing against someone with bombards. So if you want to be meta, let's say, if you want to keep especially if you're solo, you want to keep in tip-top shape. At the moment, as it stands, bombards are the way to go. And if you're getting your custodian armor, you're going to have the defensive capabilities to brawl it out and have some fun. Maybe try and escape 3 players, and it buys you enough time to do stuff. And hopefully they're not rocking the same build as you with your hull armor, and they're, you know, maybe using some cannons and stuff just to give you that time to stay on field. So another thing to take note of if you're out at sea and you're wondering, how can you tell when the next takeover is going to happen or opportunities will arrive on your door calling you? And basically what's going to happen is if you come to your little bat den, your bat cave, and you come over to your fancy desk, when you go into your desk, you're going to see at the bottom left corner, next takeover opportunity. So in about 5 minutes or just under for me, currently, there will be another takeover opportunity. I can look to see if there's something I don't own, which is quite a fair bit. And I can see if I can go take those over. So if you're curious and if you want to prepare, see how much time you have, you can go to St. Anne, or you can go all the way over to, it's not going to show me, over here, Telok Penjara. There's one over here too. When you go through the quest line, you'll get sent over here. And you can basically teleport to your bat cave and do that. So while you're going around collecting your coin from your different outposts in your network, you're sometimes going to get this double or nothing pop-up. And all the information is basically on the card. It's going to tell you where to go. So in this case for me, it's Kokok Terapung. I'm not going to retake that. It's 8,548 meters away. And what's basically going to happen is I can double the amount that I've just... So if I go around and collect all my outposts' coins, I can then take it to this outpost, dock up, and I will get double the amount I just went and collected. Now, the catch is other players can come and attack me. Now, I'm not going to do this right now, but I will explain what will probably happen when you do it. Is that what people will do is they just open up their map. It's going to have you marked up. Everyone will be able to see you. Oh, look at that. There's a player right now doing it here, which is, he's doing cutthroat cargo hunt, but this is basically what you're going to see. We're going to use him as the example. So imagine he's just gone and collected his coins. He's going to have this red marker sort of similar to this behind him, and you're going to be able to click and join the event. So what people do is they can see that he's heading in this direction. I'm going to be at a port. I'm going to fast travel over to ruined lighthouse and then intercept him basically and try kill him. So what you do is you teleport there, you start going in, and as you're getting close, you then join the event and start killing him. This is the how everyone's doing it right now. There is no chase. Everyone just intercepts you. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that people can just teleport in front of you and then you have to fight for your life. But it is what it is right now. I think that there should be a little change, something around that, but I don't know what they would do. So it is what it is. So that's something to take note of when doing those missions. You really want to be careful is when you're arriving at the port that you're supposed to be delivering. A lot of the times, and for me, every time, and I've done this too, you teleport, people will teleport to where you're heading to. They'll intercept you. In some cases, you might even have a group of 3 people chasing you. And what happens if you're solo? So think about that whilst you're going around. Think about, you know, if you are going to do it, think about the consumables you're going to be rocking. So here I can show you my wheel real quick. I do have repair kit 3s. I'm using enhanced repair kit 1s, which is a 40-second cooldown for 50% of my HP. I also have repair kit 1s for the 20-second. This will help with my custodian hull armor. Obviously have my food, very important. And I always carry at least 15 to 20 grilled foods for a minimum of 40% stamina, minimum or higher. And I always have water. You can do water flasks. If you're in a brigantine, you'll hit 20 knots, the same as when you're using a water barrel. So I just don't think water barrels are worth it. And that's pretty much it for that little PvP bit. Just be wary when you're doing those. If you are going to do those, if you have friends to come and help you, and if you do want to try it solo, I've done it solo and managed to be successful. Think about your consumables. Make sure you have enough consumables. You will lose them on death, so obviously don't bring everything. But think about your consumables to just give you the extra edge when you're in a fight, if you're being chased. Another thing to take note before I end this little bit is that, say this is the circle and you enter the circle, you will see a white circle at the outpost you're supposed to be heading to, and it goes green. It will say that you're in combat, so you can't disembark. If you feel that you can survive, and I don't know how long it is, I don't know if someone doesn't hit you for X amount of time, or if it's just, I feel like it's more so if you're in the circle for maybe like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't know what it is exactly, but it is a good bit of time, so you can't, it's not something that's going to happen in 5 seconds so you're in. But if you linger inside the circle, you will automatically get docked up into safety, and it's how I managed to steal 608 coins of someone. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought I was going to have to fight my way through, but I was in the circle, I was in the wind, I was slowing down, and you know, after a while it actually, you know, teleported me or docked me automatically, and I was able to get away with that as a win. So that's another thing to take note of. If you are going to do it, try and balance your HP out. You know, you judge the situation. Every situation is going to be different. So that's going to conclude this video. Sorry if I ran it a little bit. There is quite a bit to the endgame content to try and feed out. I tried not to make it as complicated as, you know, it might sound. For the most part, it is fairly straightforward. Hence, I didn't show, for example, taking over an outpost. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. It is PvP, so just be mindful of that, but I'm sure you'll be fine. I haven't really gotten attacked. I think I got attacked once and the guy almost got destroyed, so left the circle. And that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps you on your journey to being the top Kingpin. I hope you're enjoying the game. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the builds, what you think about bombards, what you think about endgame content, and how you're finding the game. I'm Mr. Glotch, and I'll see you on the next one.